And we are here with one Jaboree Williams. I think it's safe to say XLeague legend Jaboree Williams. I believe last year's MVP. I believe that is correct. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Just got out of Japanese class. Pretty early start this morning. Just coming on here, check you guys out and, excited for this interview. I've been waiting for a couple weeks now for this interview. So I'm definitely excited. I thank you guys for having me. And I watch BJ interview, such a legendary, podcast and everything. So I really appreciate you guys, selecting me to come on here. I'm so thankful.
Oh, you bet. What time is it for you right now?
10:30 a.m.
Ooh.
Okay.
What time are you usually up by?
So, my Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm up early because I have Japanese class at 9 a.m. But on the Monday, Thursday, Friday, I'm probably get up around 9:30, cook some breakfast, maybe go get a lift in. Because Monday and Wednesday, we have practice at night. So those are the days I kind of try to jump start my day pretty early.
Are you doing night practices?
Yeah.
That's okay. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
7 p.m. to like 9:30.
Okay. I coach kids. One of the things I do with the kids I work with is I always have them write down their goals for the year. I saw your Instagram post. Your goals going into last season: 10 sacks, win the XLeague championship, difference maker, become all XLeague, and win the MVP. Going into this year, I mean, win the XLeague championship is on there, but dude, you had a stellar year, man. I mean, how are you going to top next year? What are your goals going in?
So this upcoming season, I'll probably just say my goal is just to win the Rice Bowl. Because I felt like so incomplete last year. Won the MVP, got all XLeague, we went undefeated, but just losing in the Rice Bowl was just like I felt so incomplete. Like I felt like the MVP, it meant something to me, but it was like I didn't finish. So it was like you win MVP, but you don't finish. Like that's a bad year in a way. I mean, I'm so thankful that I won the MVP, because that award doesn't go unnoticed. You're the best player in the league that current year, but yeah, it just felt so kind of incomplete without the championship.
So it's this year, when
Sunday without a cherry or some nuts on it.
Just winning, just winning championship. Yeah. And whatever I get otherwise, I'll be thankful for. But if I get the championship, that'll make me the happiest. And, that'll be a complete year for me.
Okay. All right. Now you're taking Japanese class now. When you made the transition over, how was the language barrier transitioning from, because you're in my neck of the woods, because you were a grad assistant at NIU. I'm in the Chicagoland area right now, so I'm right down the road from you. When you went from NIU to over there, how was the language barrier? You like the pre-snap calls, learning all that stuff.
So I was I didn't go to. I was about to take the job at NIU before.
Oh, I thought you went there. My bad.
So my coach, he was my DB coach at Wake Forest for 3 years. Recruited me in the class that I was. So he was with my coach Grove, who was there before Coach Clausen, who's at Wake Forest now. They recruited me, but got fired. So he was on both coaching staffs. So he went to NIU and he offered me a grad assistant job before I came out here to Japan. So I was about to go there. But but the language barrier, I would say, definitely tough. When I first got here, kid from South Florida, went to Wake Forest. I just never really heard Japanese. I mean, I took crazy part. It's small. It's crazy how the world is because I took Chinese in high school. Now, Chinese, I mean, just the characters and just the Asian languages in itself, I would never thought that I would use Chinese in real life or like any of that in that ballpark of, the Asian language. I never thought in a million years that I would be living in Japan or speaking Japanese or, using the language at all. So it kind of comes full circle. Chinese is not Japanese, but, still in the ballpark with the characters and everything.
Okay.
How's it coming along now? How you feel comfortable wise with the language?
I wouldn't say I'm pretty good. So we have It's the JLPT, the Japanese Proficiency Language Test. It's 5 levels. I actually passed level 5 this past year. So I'm actually doing pretty good. And just having my teammates, they're talking to me every day, and having some of the guys that live with us. One of the guys, like two of the guys, Victor Mitchell and Moses Wiseman, there, they speak Japanese and English. So, those guys are kind of steadily helping me every day, but it's coming along smooth. I know how to go around myself, grocery shop, talk. It's just, I'm really good at listening, but, speaking back, sometimes I get confused because it's like their sentences in a way are backwards compared to America. So I get confused a little bit talking, but I can definitely understand.
Now, I need to ask you this because what I'm thinking about right now is when you're at Wake Forest, you're playing Army, and it was that hit where you just blew up the quarterback. I don't know if you remember that, but I sure do. What was your best hit in the XLeague?
Best hit in the XLeague. Best hit. I'm trying to think. Last year's best hit. Maybe I would say maybe against maybe one of the hits against Obic, a sack or something like that, or maybe like a TFL against Tokyo Gas first game. They did like a veer option play, and I came free and I hit the quarterback. Gerard Evans. I played him in college, so that's why I would say probably one of the better hits. Because I smacked him pretty hard, and he's like 250. He was pretty heavy, so I would say probably that hit. First game of the season last year, I think probably was one of the better hits of the season.
What's your go-to meal like pre-post workout? I'm always interested.
All right. So I would say during the spring when I'm kind of just like, just eating, what I like, and it's not during the season. I would probably go get some ramen or curry. Curry is by far, like, I eat curry sometimes 2 days before the game. The curry out here is like crazy good. So I would say ramen or curry, but during the spring I would probably say ramen because the spring is at the beginning of the spring here. It's a little chilly, and on my way home from practice, the ramen spot is literally like the house is here. The ramen spot is like literally kind of in front, but to the left. So it's just like, it's very tempting riding by every day. Just like, that ramen looks
right there.
good.
You got to go.
I'm going to say, so sometimes I go, I pay for it when I go back in condition. But for that time being, it's delicious. And, I can't be mad at myself.
So what is your conditioning program in the fall? How does that differ from what you're doing in the spring?
So in the fall, I would probably say, I'm conditioning every day after practice. Whether we do it as a team or not, I'll take it upon myself to condition. I lift way harder during the fall than I do in the spring. In the spring, I'm pretty much it's explosive things, but in the fall, I kind of load up in the way I try to model my lift that I did at Wake Forest during the game weeks and non-game weeks. I try to model that exact same, formula during the season. So I would say the load during the fall in a way is it's a little heavy, but
okay.
It suits my body well, like weirdly. Like, most people would think, during the season you hit explosive, like, you go crazy. But in the fall is when I kind of, load the weight and kind of go crazy because it just suits my body well. And it's what has fit me, my entire career. So it works really well with my body.
Okay.
Talking about weightlifting and everything, I always have to ask the very vain question: what are you benching right now?
Right now, give me one. I have to calculate it in like kgs because we do kgs here. It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not 2.2. So right now, 400 on the dot.
Oh.
Yeah, weaker than it was in college. I feel like as I got older, the bench doesn't suit me as well as it did in college. Now, squat has always suited me. Whether I was younger or older. But the bench, man, it's just so hard to keep up with that weight.
I believe that is a universal answer I get from almost every football player that like after college is like, you know what, bench just really doesn't do much for me anymore. It's not really like it's really just a vanity lift at some point.
Yeah, it's really just like it's crazy because you have to psych yourself out to get under 400 pounds,
It just
420
feels
pounds.
good though.
Right. It feels good, but it's like, yo, yeah, your body's like beating you up. Like, come on, man. It's tough.
Now, most of the offenses there are air raid, right? Now, who is
we are missing our QB.
okay? Who
Yeah.
who was the toughest quarterback you faced last year?
Toughest quarterback. Oh, for sure. IBM's Matsumoto. I can't remember his full name, but number 2 for IBM Matsumoto. Definitely air raid, empty, up tempo, crazy, like crazy. He's insane.
In terms of offensive linemen, who's the toughest one for you to shed?
I would say because it's weirdly in a way. So, weird like toughest one for me to shed. It's tough because I would like to say Fujitsu 72, but the scheme they have, they slide. So I never really get one-on-ones with him. You know, I definitely think he's one of the better linemen in the league, but this way their scheme works. I'm facing a double team. I face a double team probably 95% of the snaps playing against Fujitsu. So I never really got to get him one-on-one. So individually, just one-on-one, I'm trying to toughest for me to shed. I would probably say I couldn't.
So does that mean they're all easy since you can't remember one?
No. It's tough. It's tough because you know it's like different teams. They did different things, and I'm trying to remember how many times I had one-on-ones with just one-on-ones with guys. The most one-on-ones I got was against Obic, but I had 3 sacks.
So they weren't ready for it.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty aligned, but one-on-one I had the advantage, and I just took advantage of their scheme and how they were playing the game. But if I were to say, I would probably say one of Elicom's linemen from last year. They're not there now because they a good amount of their team split, went to different Fukuoka Suns, different teams. So I would probably say one of their linemen, really good at jump setting me. And just would not let me get around him. And, how their scheme was, I couldn't really go inside. So, I had to really beat him outside. So I would say probably the toughest because, always jump setting me. I just couldn't beat it. It was hard to beat him around the edge. So I either had to bull him or something. So I would say probably one of the more difficult guys to face.
What's the trash talk like during the games?
So I trash talk all Americans. I saying stuff to the Japanese guys, unless they're one of the guys who like may know English, and I probably know whether they speak English or not, or understand English by the second, third snap because they'll say something. But me, just where I come from in South Florida, we love to trash talk. It's just kind of who we are. So yeah, I trash talk all Americans. If any American actually that played at least offense, I really don't talk to the defensive guys because I'm too focused. I'm on the sideline, like we're scheming something. But on offense, I talk trash to every American here. I don't care who you are.
That's what I always hear. Like it was always hard to. You don't really focus on trash talk when you're on the sidelines. You're too busy. But when you're on the field, it's no holds bars.
Oh yeah. It's all free game. I talk so much, smack. Because the thing is, it's a mind game, and if you like some guys, you kind of peep from the first snap. They're not really a trash talker. They just try to play their game. But if they get to trash talking, then hey, I got him. I'm in his head. Like he doesn't trash talk, but I'm pulling him out of his game, and you can get guys.
Can you tell if any of the Japanese players are trying to trash talk each other, or is that?
No, I never really see. Maybe. I'll probably say the people who would talk most trash. I would say it would have to be because I would say, in my opinion, the most like savage type Japanese players are at Obik. Maybe Fujitsu, I don't know, but I think the most savage are like guys that's going to talk and like feel themselves, that swag about themselves are at Obik. Those guys like they're Japanese guys are like I like them because they talk their junk, they have their fun. So I like those guys. I would say probably only that team. Everyone else is like, see my saying, like, go man, like saying sorry and everything to each other. Even after like they pancake somebody, they're helping them up. See my saying, go ahead. Why are you so nice? Like this game is not. We're not nice in America when we play football. It's no niceness. Once I pancake you, I'm gonna talk junk.
Now, like transitioning over from the ACC where you played at Wake and the crowds you played during the ACC, now the crowds over in the XLeague. When you first came out on the field, were you just like, because I'm assuming they're just like really polite and everything like that, like no heckling. Is that what it's like? Like what was going through your head the first time there was no heckling from the crowd?
I was like, this is quite an adjustment. And it was like, so we have no, well, at least from my point of view, you have no like, of the opponent's fans on your side. Like, when you travel to go play, when I traveled to go play my first away game here, I think it was Obik in the semifinals. You had Obik on their side, Panasonic on their side. So you don't hear anything. When I was at Wake, you at Florida State, you at Louisville, you got guys behind you talking crazy, talking so much. When you're at Army, you got these guys, they know everything about you, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your sister, your brother. They know everything about everything. So it's like, you don't get that here. And it's just like, it's in a way, it's just a relief, but in a way, it's like, oh man, I kind of miss it because it kind of got me fired up, and I talk junk back. Like I would turn around and say something back. So in a way, it's a relief, but I kind of miss it a little bit.
Well, if I make it to a game ever, I'm gonna heckle the hell out of you. I'll give you that energy.
So you gonna have me on the sideline laughing, and they're gonna be looking at me crazy. Like, what do you? Because I mean, I've had like some of my, so I have some friends from the military here that went to high school with me, and they came to like the games in Tokyo, and like they were talking to me, but like the Japanese teammates like, who are you talking to? Like, do you know these people? So they would probably be looking at me crazy, but. Yeah, man. I mean, that would be fun for me because, I need someone to talk to sometimes. Most of the time I'm on the sideline, just listening to my teammates and really get nobody to talk to.
Now, when you guys played in the Tokyo Dome last year, like take us through like that week. How does that week like, because here, like Super Bowl week is huge. Is it like kind of like the same thing for the XLeague, the week lead up?
I would say the media, no. Because we don't really experience media. Only the captain experiences the media part. They go to Tokyo maybe that week or so early and, meet with the team, do the picture, interviews, the head coach and the captain. Only media I got last year is obviously when I won MVP, I had my own interview. They came to Panasonic and interviewed me. But the media, no. But I would say, okay, that Monday, the game is on the following Monday. That Monday, we come to practice. Because the guys are out of work, so the guys work here. So they're put in the ground. I would always say I want to say this. I respect all Japanese players in the XLeague because you work, and it takes an extreme amount of focus for you to come to practice and do what you do. So I respect all Japanese players for working because I just couldn't imagine that happening in America, to be honest. But at Monday we were practice. At Tuesday, film, lift. Wednesday practice, Thursday film, lift. Friday, everyone. Well, I mean, you get your ticket to go on a Shinkansen, so you can go early. So I left last year. Me and a couple of the guys, we left Thursday night and went Shinkansen to Tokyo. Once we got to Tokyo, you're kind of on your own until the team comes. Like the entire team comes, and the entire team came on Saturday. So also Thursday, went around Tokyo. Sightsee, ate some good food. The team came Saturday. We went to the stadium, looked at this, viewed the stadium. Sunday, just kind of typical before game day. And then Monday, it was on and popping. So it was just like a regular practice week. I just know in America, you have way more media and you have a lot of people. I would say our Monday practice, probably we had a good amount of media there, but they were kind of talking to the coaches and they were just like filming us. That's about it.
Okay. Now, do you guys have like the equivalent to the Pro Bowl there?
Ooh.
You have like an all-star type game or?
No, we don't have an all-star game. I would hope at some point they would do that because that would be so fun. Just to team up with other Japanese guys and play against maybe the A side this year, who is Panasonic, Deers, IBM, Rise, Mitsubishi. Against Obic. I mean, in a way, it's kind of against Obic, Fujitsu, Telecom, Asahi, Tokyo Gas, and Asahi Challengers, I think. Oh, we have Silver Stars. They have Challengers. But yeah, that would kind of be cool. But no, I'm not sure the XLeague would do that. I mean, it would be definitely something really cool, and I think it would bring out a lot of people. Say we did it in the Tokyo Dome. I think that would be, amazing. I don't know if they'll do it.
Do an XLeague sumo tournament.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. The guy it's a new guy at Obic. I think he's a O lineman. They just got recently. He was a former sumo guy. So
I was reading that article that I think Japan Times or whatever posted, that kid who was doing the college camps or whatever, who was in the amateur scenes.
Yeah. So no, I wouldn't want to go against him.
Have you gone to a sumo match in your time over there?
So no, this will probably this summer or next fall will be, because COVID was crazy. So our kind of Panasonic, the corporation, they kind of set their rules on, how they wanted guys to, maybe only 2-3 guys in the scene, have a partition in between, kind of really strict on the COVID thing. So really didn't do much, tried to stay in because, just wanted to obey the rules and didn't want to get COVID and cost my team like a game or miss a game. So I was really careful. But now they're opening up. I'm going to be trying to get everywhere on the scene. Got to see everything because, why are you in another country and you're not exploring, So definitely going to be exploring soon.
What were some of the rules, and if you don't mind me asking, for your COVID during COVID for the team?
Yeah, so only two to three people in a group can go out. If you drink, I would say 2 to 3 people. You have to wear a mask. You have to have a partition. If you get caught with 2 or 3 people, more than 2 or 3 people, you'll get in trouble, or you'll be defying rules and you'll have to face the coaches or the honor code committee within our team. But that was really it. Just kind of not in a large group of people, just maybe 2 to 3 guys. If you go eat together, and you have to wear a mask.
Now, I was reading up on the rules, and it said like you guys are only allowed to have, I believe, 4 American players on your team.
Yes,
and 2 can be on the field at the same time. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do most teams structure that? Like, what are the positions they try to get the American players at?
So you would always want a quarterback. Most teams have a quarterback and a receiver. Okay. And they have on defense, you always have a DB, whether safety or corner, and like an outside linebacker, DN type guy, or just a linebacker. I would think, because I really think, the stronger positions here in Japan, that the D line is really good here in Japan. So if I were a coach, I'd probably do 2 DBs, because some teams have really good D lines here. But you kind of always want a quarterback. Only team has been successful without a Japanese quarterback. Without an American quarterback has been Fujitsu. I think the past 2-3 years, I'm not sure how long Tsubasa's been there, but I know this past year we lost to a Japanese quarterback. But their team is pretty good to have an American running back, an American receiver, and they did a Japanese quarterback. But some some teams can do it with a Japanese quarterback, but Panasonic, they want an American quarterback. So I understand what their plan is and how they want to structure to win a championship. So some teams can do it, some teams can't.
I mean, it makes sense to me if you're going to do a quarterback, also do a receiver, just so you have that kind of connection there.
Right. Yeah. Camaraderie and everything. So I think that's a really good combo. But I think best Japanese quarterback here is at IBM, but their system works well because they have Kevin Kraft, their head coach. They're really good with their empty air raid system, and their quarterback fits that scheme perfect. And I think he understands, he grasps the offense. So I think they run a really good system with him over at IBM, and also Fujitsu. But they have a ton of American coaches, so maybe it's easier to scheme things up with a Japanese quarterback. We have a guy that's coming from America, an American system, American West Coast offense. So
So, do you think eventually that the X League could see itself as like a fully professional league where the players, like, they're full-time football players in Japan instead of just part-time players, full-time employees? Do you think it could ever get to that level?
I want it to, and I hope it, because I really want some of my teammates to reach their full potential in football. I think some of them probably will never reach their full potential because they have to work. They have put in so many hours here at work that sometimes they're exhausted and they don't get the same out of their body and practice that they would if they were fresh. Like on Saturdays, our Saturday practices, like guys come out there like ready to go, and like it's just like, man, I wish I could see them at full potential because Japan has some really good guys. It's just, after working a full day,
they come to practice. That's brutal.
We were talking with BJ about this, and it's like, I'm sharing the opinion that I think, like, if given the opportunity, Japan could be a super exciting, interesting league. They got some really good, like, potential players over there.
Really good players. But do I think it will happen? I'm not sure. If I would use a percentage, I would probably say I would think 30%. It may happen, 70% not, because the top teams are these big companies, Panasonic, Fujitsu, Obi. Like, I don't think they would, be willing to let a good amount of their workers go. And then to be professional, because it's the big companies. I think the smaller teams would do it without a doubt. But your top team,
like, there has to be a push for it from the teams themselves.
Right. And I generally just don't think the top teams would be willing to do it. But who knows? I hope they do it, because I think a lot of the Japanese guys deserve to just play ball professionally because they're really good. And, hopefully, I think if they did that, it would open the door for other paths professionally other than the X League. They might get other opportunities because they would be full professional and not working. I think sometimes they don't get those shots. Maybe they get like a CFL tryout or something, but they can't go because, I have to go travel for work this day or this week, so I'll miss that opportunity. So I think it would open doors for those guys because, like I said, it's a lot of talent here in Japan, but that's all up on the X League,
Now, back to your Wake Forest days. I gotta, what's the craziest college travel story you have with fans involved? You gotta tell me something. I need something here.
Craziest travel. So are you saying like just traveling or at the game? I got a crazy
both. Like anything. I want craziness. BJ was saying how some frat threw a keg at his bus.
So our travel stories, I would probably say we never really had like all our travels was smooth, but I have two different stories about one at Army and one at App State. This App State one is like
App State?
I never gone in years. Appalachian State. It's like our little brother. In all disrespect, it's like our little brother at Wake Forest. But so I'll go first. App State, we were traveling to App State. We got up there to Boone, North Carolina. We get ready for the game. We go to the game, whatever. Like their fans, they absolutely hate us. I guess a rivalry. Like, you know how like a lot of guys get offers. They don't get the offer from Wake Forest, so they feel like they don't like Wake Forest, and they go to that like App State, so they have a vengeance against Wake Forest. So
Yeah.
a lot of the guys on their team were those type of guys, and respectfully, like rightfully so, like yeah, I kind of felt the same like when all the Florida guys who didn't get off from Florida State, like it was a little extra motivation. But yeah, so we go to App State. Like the crowd is crazy. They're calling us all types of names, cursing at us. Like before the game, some of them like throwing stuff on the field at us. Like it was crazy. Like in my time, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I was a captain at this time, so I kind of got the guys like the coach is like, hey man, you gotta tell these guys to stay locked in. But it's hard for me to stay locked in because in a way, no one has ever threw anything at me from the stands. Like I'm just like, yo, like they're wilding, like. So we go on the field, like they're booing us, cursing us out, like they're behind our like benches, and they're like just calling us all crazy types of names. And I would say, so we went out there first half. Now they came out, I would say they came out and they played the games of their lives. Like we won the game, but I would say in my entire career, and I have played Texas A&M, Clemson, Florida State, a good amount of schools. Most physical game of my entire life, senior year against App State. So first half, they came out, they were winning. We go to the locker room. This is probably the craziest thing that happened. So I was walking to the locker room. A guy, he was calling me, all types of names, whatever. And I was like, yo, like I'm not trying to hear. Like I was the first one to the locker room. My two strength coaches on the way to the locker room, and then the guy is just like, oh, call me names. I'm just like not responding to it because in a way I'm locked in, but then he just continued. I'm like, yo, shut the up, like stop talking, like you're talking, just shut up. So I would tell you no lie, like within 30 seconds, I just saw a clog of spit go hit me on the jersey, and then like I just kind of blacked out. So I hopped over the fence, and it just got into like in a way a little brawl, and within that within that little time period,
the strength coaches are usually a little crazy. I mean,
yeah. I was gonna say I won't say their name, but they know they are my head strength coach, my assistant strength coach at the time. We went, we hopped across the gate.
Those guys are a little nutty. I mean, those.
Yeah, I was saying, like we hopped across the gate, like we were just we kind of beat them up, and it was crazy. I would say probably that was the craziest time of my life because I never thought like I would ever not fight a fan or like do anything like that, but I just felt so disrespected, and it's like I was already mad in a way. I kind of blacked out a little, but that was
I like fan interaction. I like the trash talking, but the spitting on people that crosses the line.
Something
that
like I feel like it
completely crosses the line.
Everybody's head, they have that like limit. Like you'll be just like trash talking in a bar with somebody, or you'll just be like in an argument with somebody. The second you get spit on, blackout city, and it's just hands. It's hands.
Yeah, I just remember, punching on the dude, and then I picked him up. I was just so upset, but kind of beat him up, and then our team came. Because head coaches in college, they walk with a couple of sheriffs. They came and they stopped it, and then it was just crazy. And then we came out of halftime, talking about like fired up, and we just took over the game. So it was kind of like in a way, we needed that kind of motivation and energy, but it's like that situation happened, and it was crazy. But thankfully, we won the game, and fans, at the time I was completely like heated, really mad. But after I beat him up and went about our way, it was just like, hey man, it is what it is. Because I remember talking, and they asked me did I want to press charges, and I was like, nah, I'm good, I'll pass. He got what he deserved, and just kept moving. Now, I would say the other craziest thing I experienced was at Army. I just didn't know how they. I mean, it's the Army. I just didn't know they knew every single thing about me, my mom, my homeboy's mom. Like they were just. I'm talking about they were behind our bench. Like we went to, I forgot where it is. It's up in New York. West Point. We played at West Point, and they were just like saying my mom's full name, saying like everybody's full name, saying this. I remember you were a kid, you went to this place, and they would start calling us like They start calling me T-Pain, Lil Wayne. They start calling me rappers. They start calling my teammates, like, they were just going in. It was just like so crazy. And I would think like, yo, you guys like represent the country. Like, stop being so rude. Like, chill out. Like, back up off of us. But I would probably say just them knowing everything about us. And they were like, I'm talking about every single thing. And it's like everyone had like a pamphlet, and it had all of our names and like everything. Because we talked to some of the guys after the game, and he was like, "Yeah, we got the pamphlet with your name, your mom's name, your sister's name. We got everything on here." So yeah, it was crazy. But I would say that game was insane. We won it. I think by last second field goal. But yeah, that was crazy because I was just like, I was young at the time. And I was just, how do these people know? I was like, it is the Army, but golly, like they know every single thing about me.
A freaking trash talking file on every player. That's nuts.
Right.
Was that App State game? Was that the one you guys won 20-19?
App State?
Yeah.
Maybe we blocked the field goal. They tried to win 2017.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I may invest in some sports, and I think I bet on App State that game. So I'm like having flashbacks of it right now. Like, it was a close game, came down to a field goal.
Yeah, we blocked their field goal in the game.
That was it. It was like 2017, right?
That was 2017.
2017, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's amazing what
a lot of craziness happened in that game.
So now, you know, I'm on a diet right now because I have like 50 million weddings I have to go to this summer. And I crave pizza like no other. What is the pizza game like out there?
To be honest, I haven't really in Osaka. I haven't really had pizza like that. I haven't really been able to experience dope pizza. Maybe Tokyo probably has the better, pizza kind of styles out there. But here, I haven't really seen like really good pizza here yet. I haven't really even seen like places who like, advertise like making the best pizza or anything. Yeah, I haven't experienced it. The best thing I got is over here is Domino's and Papa John's. That's the best thing I got.
I'm craving pizza so much. I'd gladly take Papa John's and Domino's. That's how much I'm craving that stuff, man.
That's the best I got. I mean, not it's Papa John's or Pizza Hut. It's Pizza Hut or Papa John's, but Domino's is on this side, and Pizza Hut or Papa John's is on that left side. Like, so yeah, that's the best I got, to be honest, right now. With the pizza. So yeah, I'm kind of I come home in like 2.5 weeks, so I'm kind of waiting to get back home, get some good food, get some food that they don't serve here.
While we're talking brands and whatnot, do you have a brand convenience store that you always hit up? Because I know convenience stores are like a big thing over there.
Family Mart by far my favorite.
You're a Family Mart guy, okay.
I mean, the crazy part is, so on this side of the street, like maybe like a 4-minute walk, we have Lawson, but I have Family Mart across the street, maybe 3-minute walk. I love Family Mart. Family Mart is, it has the favorite ice cream. Both has Family Chickens, but yeah, I just like Family Mart. I feel like it has maybe a little more variety.
That's like the crazy thing I had to like describe to people is there's like literally every block. It feels like there's a convenience store you could just walk into, and they're everywhere. They're just there's like 6 different ones, and you just can walk in and usually get the same stuff. But it's like, oh, I just missed this one. I'll just walk a block that way, and there'll be another one.
Yeah, it's like you'll turn random corners and it's a Family Mart or Lawson. Like you'll be like, oh snap! It's like mad. It's like really cool because it's like randomly you'll need something and you'll be walking like, oh, that's a Family Mart right here, or you'll Google Family Mart 2-minute walk, 1-minute walk. You'll be surprised, but they're super dope here. I really like.
I'm a Lawson's guy.
Oh, you like Lawson?
Because like it's similar to you. When I was staying there, I stayed in Tokyo for like 2 weeks. Literally right next to the place I was renting an apartment. Literally I would exit the apartment. Right next to it was a Lawson. So I feel like it's just a matter of convenience. The fact that it was right there, and I went there every day, like twice a day.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. So when I first got here, that's where I ate at. To be honest, I ate Family Mart. Y'all find me chickens, some fried rice. That was my spot. Yes, they got, and it's cheap. It's so cheap, and it's cheap, and it's really good. Like, to be honest, the farmy chicken is not healthy for you, but boy, come on,
It's good.
it is good.
So back to your training, what is like your facility like for the team that you train? Like, what's your team facility like compared to Wake Forest's facility?
Oh well, yeah. Compared to Wake is insane. Like, now, I mean, when I was there, we had a really, really nice weight room, but now their weight room, I go back every year, is insane. But yeah, you have what you need because during the day, Japanese guys at work. So if you're an American pro, you have the weight room at your hands. You have to feel that to yourself. You can go in there, work out. You have about maybe 12 racks.
Okay.
12 racks in a pretty big space in the middle, so you can roll out, do whatever you need to do. You got three TVs in there. You can turn the music up, listen to YouTube. Yeah, it's pretty dope. For a Japanese team, that is also a big company. They're not supposed to have the biggest weight room, because they're there to work. That's just So it's really feel is crazy.
Is the weight room then like at the company, or is it at like your practice facility?
So our practice facility is actually on the company's grounds.
Oh, okay.
So when we go to practice or whatever, we have to go to Panasonic, the corporation, put our ID on the thing, and we go inside. So our practice field and weight room is actually in front of the housing department. It's literally right across. So we have some guys that work, a good amount of guys that work in the housing department just come across the street for practice.
Okay.
Pretty dope.
So you talked about that you're heading home here in the next couple of weeks. How long are you in Japan versus being back in the States? Like, how long are you usually in Japan for at one given time?
So about 7 months, because a good amount of guys, they go home right away when they so we're supposed, we get off, our last game is Sunday against Risk Making. We can leave on Tuesday. I think that's the 7th. We can leave on Tuesday. I'm not leaving until the 22nd, 20th. I'm going to Hiroshima with friends. And I'm just going to tour around Japan. Last year, after we lost the Rice Bowl, I stayed until the Rice Bowl was January 3rd. We were able to leave by January 6th. I stayed until February 20th. Like, I just, stay. I have a nice apartment here. So I just stay and, go around, spend some time.
Vacation a little bit, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, spend time, actually don't run back. Because to be honest, when I go to America, I just really go home, see my mom, them for about a week or so. And I head up to Wake Forest and work out and spend time like at the program. So, I just stay here a little extra time with my teammates, go out and drink, spend quality time with them, let them know I care about them. And it's just not a football thing. Like, you're now a brother to me, being here in Panasonic, because, these guys have welcomed me with open arms. So, I spend time, drink with the guys, eat with the guys, and, whatever they kind of want to do. And they kind of show me around Japan.
Okay. I need to ask you, because I do love college football. Wake balled out last year. How are they going to be this year, my man?
I think they'll be even better. They're bringing Sam back. They got Donovan Green back. They got a good amount of guys. Oh, I forgot his name. Number 9, our receiver. He's from South Florida. He's from West Palm. What is his name? Yeah, I was gonna say, please. Number 9, Wake Forest, the receiver. He just had a really good year last year.
Okay.
He had a really good year last year. He's one of the top guys returning. I think they only lost, one guy on the O-line, and that's Zach Tom, who got drafted by the Packers. They lost Jasir Taylor at corner. They lost Trey Red, Sue Kamara, Luke Masterson.
A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry, a dog. Him and Donovan Green together. And I think the Williams guy in the slot, they're gonna be really good. You got Blake Whitehart at tight end. They got some guys. So I think they're going to be really good this year. And I think the ACC is going to be a 3-team race: Clemson, NC State, Wake Forest. I don't know who's going to come from the Coastal. So I don't really know about the Coastal.
You guys are hosting Clemson this year, I think, right?
Yeah, I know. This is our
spoiler alert. I'm already calling the upset. I feel like Clemson's always due for 1 or 2 this year.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And just that's basically the kiss of death. So Clemson is winning that game. That's basically
because guess what? I called it right. I've been right on that. I called Kansas over Texas in the summer of last year. Certain games I'm locked in. I also called Pitt over Clemson from the get-go last year. I am locked in on this.
I also think it also, the when the game is will also play a factor because we get them early.
The year. It's earlier in the season, I think.
I think we get them early. I think we do them bad. Get them late. It's tough to beat Clemson late. In my career, I never played them early. I always played them at the end of the season, and they were always number 1 or number 2 in the country.
I was gonna say you also had some really tough Clemson teams to go.
Yeah, I played Deshaun Watson for 3 years, and I played Kelly Bryant for 1 year. So.
That's tough.
What was the party scene like in Wake, by the way?
So it was. So our campus is closed. We have our undergrad.
It's like a super tiny campus.
Yes, yeah. So it's like 4,500 undergrad. So it's pretty small, but yeah, it was pretty fun. You get some good drinks and. Drinks will make anything fun, to be honest.
I feel like in some respects, like a campus that small where you kind of get like a close-knit sort of like community feel, and the parties could be super fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, you got some, when football play, we throw a little house party, definitely fun. When the guys have frat parties or, sorority parties, like we're there, we have fun, because it's small. So we kind of spend a lot of time with each other. We don't have the opportunity to have 40, 50,000 kids. And to be honest, I don't know how I would, just because, I went to Wake, it was pretty small. I just don't know how I would do with 40, 50,000 kids at a campus.
It does blow my mind to picture someone like you who went to Wake Forest, I think Wake Forest is either the smallest or one of the smallest college campuses versus a kid who goes to UCF where there's 100,000 undergrads or something like that.
It is crazy. So being from South Florida, I have a ton of friends that go to Florida State, and UCF. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I just know I couldn't do it. I would just be like, yo, what is it? What's going on? Wake is small, tight knit, and I would say for the small, tight knit community, a lot of connections. I would say I have a lot of connections. Coming out of Wake Forest. Whether it was kids. That's now up in the world doing big things, or is their families because football players, we're there most of the time in the summer. So when the freshmen come in, we move all of them into their dorms. So we spend a lot of time meeting people's parents, and you help move someone in, and they're like, oh, what's your name? Where are you from? Here's my card, or you become friends with their kid, and it's always a connection. And I just think we have so many connections there at Wake Forest with the football alumni, a lot of guys who, whether they played in the NFL or play in another league and they went on about their life, a lot of successful careers. So yeah, just a crazy amount of connections there at Wake Forest. So I'm so thankful I went there, to be honest.
God, it's such a fun school to root for too. I love they are my adopted ACC team just because they're so fun to root for.
Yes. The only time I won't root for Wake is if they're playing my boys Michigan State. You guys are playing State.
Yeah, y'all had our boy Kenneth K9.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, good kid, great. One of the most humble kids I've met. Throughout my time of going back to Wake. Very humble, very in a way conservative, but when he gets with the guys, real cool dude. So. I'm so happy, he's got the opportunity to be drafted because, that's every kid's dream that plays, college football. So I'm very happy for him and his family, and I pray he has a successful career at the Seahawks.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
So going back to the X League a little bit, how did the X League catch your eye? How did this connection kind of like come about?
To be honest, I was so I'll give you like a little rundown. So when I left Wake Forest, I got a undrafted free agent to the Eagles. I was with Eagles for mini camp and fall camp, and after camp, played in the preseason, got cut. After that fall, I was just home, kind of waiting for a call, working out. Next year, the AAF, the American Alliance League, came about. I went and played in that, but that went bankrupt in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I think it lasted like 3 or 4 weeks. There's a whole documentary about it on Amazon now too.
Now, I need to ask you this because one of my friends, I think his cousin played in that. And I guess they were just at a hotel and the hotel just kicked them out. Like, they're like, yeah, the league's done. What happened with you there? Like, how did you find out?
So I was on a San Antonio team. So everything was based in San Antonio. So we kind of moved. We had like hotel, like apartments. Everyone found out at practice. It was just kind of like, oh, ESPN just, the league is kind of, we'll keep y'all updated. And you go back home and they're like, oh, everybody's, it's time to go home. So they're shipping everyone out. And everyone's asking for their rent. Like, because they pay our rent, So everyone's like, they're like asking for the rent. Like,
oh, wow.
Where's that rent? And it was just it was really a messy situation. But it was crazy. But a lot of kids were just like trying to think about what's the next step. Like, where do I go now? Because, you didn't have the NFL, you didn't make the NFL. So now you're looking at for alternate league, and this league is, it's bankrupt. So it's time to go. After I left the AAF, I was, home again, working out. And then the XFL came about, and I was getting ready I went to the trial. So I actually, crazy part is I didn't know that I would get an invitation to they were supposed to send out my invitation before. I guess they had sent it, but sent it to a wrong email. So I didn't think I made it. So I'm on a cruise in the Bahamas at the time with my ex-girlfriend. I'm on a cruise in the Bahamas. I get back. My agent calls me. He was like, "Did you get your XFL invite?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "They said they sent it like a month and a half, 2 months ago." I was like, I checked every email. I was like, I didn't get an invitation. Find out they spelled one letter wrong in my name. So when I tell you, I got home, and it's like I was just like I got to go to this workout in Tampa at Tampa Bay Stadium. I just got off a cruise. It's no way I'm not in any type of shape. So I go to the workout. I pull my hammy, and I got in the selection pool. I got a couple calls from a couple teams, but it just didn't work out for me. I kind of wasn't upset. I was kind of at peace at that point. I was just like, hey, it is what it is. I've trying to almost at the point where I'm exhausted my options with football. So I'm okay because I realized I have a Wake Forest degree. I have a lot of connections in college football at the time. I could have, possibly been a GA at NIU, Wake Forest, Wyoming. It's a lot of different places I could have got a GA spot to go back and get my degree. And I have a lot of like my friends that lived in the dorm me now are coaches in college football, position coaches. So I knew I had opportunities. So after that, I said, okay, no, I'll go play in another league. I went and played in the IFL, the indoor league, but I didn't play because signed, went through camp, and then COVID hit. And then once COVID hit, it was just like, yo, like what is this? Like, do I even want to play football anymore? Do I still love football? Like, this is bull. So after that, I went back home. I was living in California, Oakland, California, for about 2.5 months. And it went bankrupt, and they were kind of just like, I mean, not bankrupt, but the COVID hit, and it was just kind of like, we'll pay y'all rent for 1 more month, and then it's on your own. And in Cali, rent is crazy. Yeah.
I know from experience, it's insane. It's crazy.
Yo, like, man, I'm not paying this. Like, so I left, went back home to Florida. Once I got back home to Florida, it was kind of one of those things where I was getting ready to call it quits. That's when I was actually about to accept the NIU graduate assistant. Like I could have went to Wake in these places, but I want to try a different scenery, expand myself a little. So I was going to get ready to go to NIU, and then one of the recruiting coordinators, Chris Coulter, my guy, I love you to death. I'll be at your wedding July 9th. He was in contact with a company called Red Phoenix. Red Phoenix also, they have, I don't know if you guys know of the XLeague legend, Gino Gordon, that played for Fujitsu. He works with Red Phoenix. They got in contact, and they asked me, you want to go play football in Japan? I'll be honest with you. When I first heard about it, I was at home a day early. I had just had my interview at NIU, and I was just like, do I even want to play football? Like, I was like, is there any football? Is football real in Japan? Like, are they trying to scam me? Like, what's really going on? Like, I don't have the time for this. I've been cut. I've been through a lot, man. I don't have time to go like be on some BS. But so I started looking it up. And then one of the guys here, Edmund, he hit me up. He played. He was all XLeague every year. He played here at Panasonic. He's now a coach. He hit me up and started talking about it, and I was just like, man, hey, this is my last, and I mean the last time I'll ever scrap up cleats to go play somewhere, because I don't have time for it. Like, it's time. You know how it's kind of that clock in my head. It's like, hey, it's time to start using your degree, or moving on in life, and that's okay. I was kind of getting to that point in my life, but I was like, hey, I'll just go try it out. Let me go travel the world. Let me go see how Japan looks. Like, if anything, I can say, if it's a bad experience, I would say, hey, man, I've been to Japan. So I was like, let me go. And I came, and I would probably say it's been the best experience of my life. I love the XLeague. I love Panasonic. I love being here in Japan. It kind of feels like, in a way, home. I have my own apartment. I'm very comfortable. So I'm quite grateful that I got this opportunity here in the XLeague, because it's kind of been, in a way, life changing. I grew up as a person, as a man. When you're away from home, you kind of you grow as a person, because I can't just call mom and be like, hey, I'm going to catch this 2-3 hour flight back home. This is a whole trip to get back on the East Coast to my side. It's about 18 hours to get back to Florida. So yeah, so I'm very thankful, to be honest.
I tell every player that I can that, like, if you get an opportunity, take like a year or two, do something like the XLeague or ELF, because like it's a whole nother experience. You're in another country for football. It's an awesome opportunity, right. I think.
Now, as someone that subscribes to your YouTube channel, are you gonna start putting on some more videos, man? Yeah, dude, I'm a subscriber, man. Dude. I'm a subscriber, dude, man. Like when all right, so you haven't been putting much out for a while, my friend. You're like, when am I going to see some more videos?
I'm going to link the YouTube in the YouTube, like in the video for this. It's getting just so
soon. So I'm get some good clips when I go to Hiroshima. This upcoming in about 2 weeks. So I got you for Hiroshima, and I really do. I've been slacking. I really think, like, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. I really thought that only subscribers and viewers I got was my family. Like, so
man, dude, I'm your guy, man.
Oh, say less then. I'll start getting right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really thought, like, because when I started my YouTube, I all my family, like, I subscribed, and I was counting. I was like, oh, that's probably all my family. Like, oh, it's all good. Like, I'm not really tripping, but I do. You have to create content for people to follow you. So, I got you. I owe you. And I'll make sure you get a shout out in that Hiroshima video for sure.
Next time I go, we'll collab.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Will you guys ever come over here to Japan?
I went in 2017 before to Tokyo for 2 weeks. It's my next trip is going to go back to Japan. I want to see more of the country.
Yeah, I'm always down to explore. I mean, I'll come party, man. I'll come party, dude.
Hey, let me ask y'all, what's your favorite drinks? Like, y'all like whiskey? Y'all like, what you guys like?
I'm a simple man. I like Miller Lite and Wild Turkey.
I got it when I was there. I got into highballs.
Oh, Yes, sir. I love me some highballs, man. I could drink a good amount of those, man.
I could
So
drink,
yeah,
I could eat. I love it.
highballs go crazy.
You're talking about working out and everything. There's a thing going on Instagram. I tried to film myself doing it this morning, and I looked like a fool. Have you tried it? It's who's the guy that plays Thor? Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Have you seen that challenge he does?
Nah, I haven't. I need to go check it out because Thor is my favorite Marvel MCU character. So
I got to the lunges, man, and I was done, dude. Like it was 10 reverse curl. Like you just have the bar, 10 reverse curls. Going to that to what was it 10 reverse? I think it's shoulder press, tricep extensions, squats, then back rows, and then you put the bar in one hand. Try to do the lunges. I fell so effing hard. My dog came sprinting downstairs to see what was going on. Like sprinting to see what happened. I mean,
those are some awkward lunges.
Yeah. The bar in one hand, that is kind of tough because even if you grip it like the bar still like kind of like sways.
Oh, dude, I and then I just quit. I just tapped out after that. I laid on the ground. My dog Kool-Aid licked my face, and I was just like, "That's it. You're done, dude. Go get on the Peloton. You're done. You're not ready."
I'll definitely have to try it when I go to the weight room today. I'll try that. I'll try to set my camera up and try it out. And if I complete it, I'll send it. If I don't, I won't send it.
That sounds good, my man.
I've got one last question. This is my last question. I ask this of every player that I interview. Take a look at me as a man, from one man to another. Do you think you could take me in a fight?
Yeah, I think I can take you. I think you'll be strong. I don't think I'll have to, tire you out. I think it'll take a little time, but I can't let you get close to me and try to wrap me up. I think you'll try to take me down. I think your takedown game is probably really good. I have to create distance.
That's a good answer, but I'm gonna be honest with you here. I want a little more confidence next time. I want
No, I got you for sure, man. You guys got to definitely try to get out here to Japan. Whatever you do, let me know, because you guys always have tickets to the game if you ever come. And if you come to Tokyo or Osaka, tickets, just let me know. If you ever guys want to go out and drink, let me know. Where you guys based at in America?
I'm down for both, dude. I'm down for both, man.
Where you guys? Oh well, we can do that. You come out here, we can definitely do that. But where you guys based at in America?
I'm in the northern burbs of Chicago.
I am in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska.
Will you guys? Do you guys? I was gonna say I see the USFL. Will you go to any of the games?
I'm going to the championship.
I'll see you there. I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
So my boy, I have a good amount of friends in the USFL. But yeah, I'm going to be in Canton for the games.
I'm going for the championship game. I'm trying to make every championship game I can. So I made the CFL championship last year in this December. I'm going to make the USFL championship. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to Japan this year. I don't know if I have the funds for it to make the XLeague championship, because that would be awesome. And then I'm going to try and make the XFL championship next year.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely, we definitely can maybe grab a drink or something for the USFL championship, because I'll be there supporting my guys, and for the Rice Bowl, for the next XLeague championship, hit me in the DMs. We may can set something up. I may have a few connections to get you over here.
That'd be perfect.
Get y'all over here. So just hit me. We can try to get that, because it's so far away. But definitely,
Oh, next time I go to Japan, I definitely want to go to Osaka, because my ex-girlfriend went and she said it was one of her favorite places she's ever been. It sounds like an awesome city.
It's really chill. Like Tokyo's
intense. It's intense.
I'm from Florida. I've been to South Beach, Miami. I've never seen so many people in one place when I went out nightlife. I think it was Halloween in Tokyo.
I was there for that too.
So many people in my life.
It's insane.
It's crazy. All in one place at once, Shibuya Crossing.
Yep.
It's like, they're just coming from everywhere. It's like, yo, it's crazy. Never seen so many people in my life.
That's wild. Eric, you got anything else?
No, man. I'm just looking forward to sipping that Miller Lite with you soon, my friend.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, we definitely gotta do that. For sure, man. That'll be really great, and I hope you guys can get over here because that'll be exciting. I'm sure BJ can show you more. I just want to have a good time, drink a little something. BJ knows Japan probably crazy. But yeah, I just want to have a good time, drink, get some good food. Chop it up.
You got anything you want to shout out, man?
Shout out. Well, I would say, let me see. I give shout out to my friend. His name's Alante Bateman. Go Global company at Instagram. It's Go Global, a company that I support a lot. It's a upcoming clothing company based out of Memphis. So shout out to my boy Alante. Shout out to the XLeague. Shout out to my boy Chris Coulter. His wedding is July 9th. He's part of the reason I'm over here in Japan. Yeah, shout out to the XLeague for giving me this opportunity. Shout out to all the Japanese players. Shout out to my boy Moses Wiseman. Shout out to my boy David Motu. Shout out to all my linebackers. I love all you guys. And yeah, man, I'm thankful. And I appreciate you guys for having me on here.
Oh, you bet. You're welcome on anytime. Yeah. We talked to BJ about potentially doing like a season preview. If you want to hop on for that, feel free, my man. We'll hit you up.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll be chilling. Just tell me when. I'll get our Japanese class, and I'll be glad to do it. So you guys just anytime you guys want me on here, I'll come. I'll support it, and for sure. So just let me know.
That sounds awesome, my man.
Thanks, man. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate you.
Coming on, man.